What's good, y'all? It's your boy J.Ramon back with another video. With Catching Me coming out, I thought it would be a good idea and probably really important for me to explain how I came about this song because it's a single, but it's gonna feel like a lot. It's a lot of emotions, a lot of frequency sounds. It's a lot of stuff in there, right? So I want to explain it a little bit, just to give a little more context. Also, it's kind of a funny story that the song almost wasn't even gonna be a song in the first place. We can get into that as well. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, so basically, it kind of started off like just like another normal session, just kind of how they always do. At this point, I wasn't actually. Let me get the facts. This is actually one of those songs where I was like, I was making a beat at first, and then I was actually looking through FL. Like I use FL Studios for a lot of my production, not everything, but it's kind of like a go-to for a lot of stuff. But I was going through their sounds and I found their hollow drone like sound. It's the intro to the song. You'll hear it. So I heard that and I was like, oh, this should sound dope. And then I used a drum kit from or a drum. So I bought a sound pack from Ghost Syndicate a while ago. I love the sounds, and I've been using it for a lot of my productions recently. So this is just another one of those. And again, with I'm from Chicago, but the the Juke Street drum pack that he made, like, I really like it. So that's what I've been using for a lot of my productions lately. And then so the drum loop, one of the drum loops in that pack, I use that. I use Slice X to kind of chop it up and do some reverse and make the loop sound kind of cool. It was because the original loops, I mean, they sound good, but this is just a production choice that I do. But even if I do get a sample pack, like some sounds or whatever, I'm doing something to it. I'm not just like looping it. Very rarely am I just looping something. So I just put a little season, I guess you could say, on the drums, and then yeah, looking at the recording now, like the FL Studio file, I created it. This is all in one day. Damn, May 22nd. Once I'm editing this video, I'm gonna put the screenshot up there, so y'all don't think I'm capping. I don't really need to, but y'all love that. But yeah, no. So I literally like that whole thing, that making the beat. Like I heard that sound, and then sometimes I just go on these rants, man. Where I'm like, nah, I gotta just follow the sound, and I just kept following it. And that's kind of how I got to finishing the beat. Then I mean, hate is always gonna be there. Like they, you know, the fact that they're there lets me know that I'm doing something valuable, which is great. So, but they always, free targets in terms of like writing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just weird when they feel like he's talking about me. Like in some cases, I'm talking about a specific person. But if I don't know you and then we have no history, there's no way I'm talking about you. But if the shoe fit, shit, wear that motherfucker. But no, like that'd be the weird part. Where it's like people be reaching. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Like. So yeah, that was kind of like not necessarily like, oh, somebody made me mad. I wanted to get back. That wasn't one of these. This is more like what do you say? You gotta learn how to line them up and then attack. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's kind of how I got to the end product of the song. Basically, Catching Me ended up becoming a Tekken 3 inspired rap song over Chicago juke drums with hella bars. So Tekken 3 is like kind of one of my favorite games. Or what is one of my favorite games growing up. That's kind of where that came from, like the inspiration. I should probably show y'all the cover art, right? That might. Sorry, it's only my third day. Yeah, so yeah, let me show y'all. So this is the cover art for Catching Me. I'm gonna add that in there. So yeah, so Taken 3 basically is like that's like a big inspiration for a lot of. It's a couple of inspirations behind this whole thing, but Taken 3 is one of the main inspirations behind the feel of the song. Like from like if you grew up playing Tekken like or any PlayStation game for real, like the intro PlayStation sound. That's kind of how the intro of this song sounds, and that's what I was feeling once I heard the Hollow Drone sample. So that's again, it's kind of everything's kind of just started tying together. I think that's what like again, once I go on these rants sometimes, like I probably heard that sample and then like I finished everything that same day. I couldn't I was in the middle, like I was already in the middle of the Unlabeled campaign, and I heard that sample, and I was like, nah, I gotta like, I gotta, you gotta, you gotta follow the like, cause that's just a part of my process too. Sometimes I hear things or whatever, or an idea, and I gotta just write it down or get jotted down in whatever way I can as fast as possible, because it's, I'm gonna forget. So so yeah, that was one of the inspirations for this song. And then I also got, so that this is the cover art for the regular edition, but I always got the the dye version with the less coloring or whatever, just to show the difference. And what else can I talk about on here? Oh, so the campaign rollout for Catching Me was heavily inspired by legendary tracksters Lamb's campaign rollout. I've never met this man in person or whatever at the point of making this video, and honestly, I didn't even hear like him and his team have been promoting like this project like this whole 2025. I had no idea, you know what I'm saying, until like I want to say like a month or two, like, or what I'm saying, before it was dropping. I started seeing this ghost like stuff around, like, who the hell? Yeah, I was already like kind of sad. Then I heard like but I didn't know this was going. So I heard, I'm like, what the? And I started seeing like the Mortal Kombat, like like the rollout, the whole campaign rollout was definitely something that inspired this rollout with the graphics and whatnot, as well as some other graphics that I've seen online that I can put on here. But yeah, no, that was like, man, that was Lambs definitely influenced Catching Me for sure. I'm gonna say that here. And again, at this point, I've never met this man in person. I just I just heard the music, and shoot, I'm a fan of the music. So but art inspires art. Shout out to Legendary Trackster, Just Be Dope LLC. Yeah, man, tap into them. Listen to Lambs. Again, this is not sponsored or nothing. You know what I'm saying? This is pure fan of music energy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's that. Also, it's crazy. Another thing I want to put up there. This ain't got nothing to do with nothing else. But yeah, so like I said, I had the line saying, "Now I see why my Uncle Larry stayed up in the joint." And again, I made this song, this whole concept, everything about Catching Me, this entire song, the beat, the concept, everything, May 22nd, right? I, I'm not a part of no gang, no nothing. You feel me? But it was funny that like a week later, Trump, commuted Larry Hoover's sentence. Like a week later. I just thought that was pretty funny, like a coincidence, But I wasn't talking about him by no stretch of the imagination. My uncle Larry, who I was actually named after, his last name was McCoy, and yeah, he had like, I don't know, I don't want to get too deep in it, but that's who I was named after. And from my understanding, he was always locked up, you know what I'm saying, in jail or whatever. That's just, from my understanding, I could be wrong, but this is the man I was named after. And my idea, and I'll talk about that in the lyric breakdown too. But my idea behind that whole thing was just, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree in terms of like instincts, perspective, or genetics, all that. Yeah, it was just, I just thought that was funny, like just a coincidence. Like a week later, again, I put the evidence on this whole song concept from beat to from the creation of the FL Studio file was May 22nd. A week later, just I don't know. I just again the whole I don't want to day, but yeah. But yeah, Catching Me can be out on all streaming platforms June 3rd. I also have like some nice visuals, lyric videos for the explicit and diet version. They're gonna be on YouTube. It's a whole playlist and everything. Yeah, hope y'all enjoy the song. Again, it's just hella bars. There's so many inspiration. And I love creating. If you like anything about the song, you don't have to like everything. You don't have to like it at all. If you don't like it, just let me know. If you do like it, let me know. Like, it's not, and not, I'm the type of like person or creator. I don't care whether or not you like it or not. Like that, whether you like it or not doesn't affect whether or not I'm gonna make it or make the next thing, right? But if you do like it, if it does inspire you to do something, if it inspires you to be completely opposite of that, or if it inspires you to be exactly like or similar in whatever fashion, like that's kind of why I create. If you like it, I appreciate it because I love it. I love everything I create. or try to, love everything I create. But yeah, I don't create for the approval of anybody. That's kind of the whole idea behind this label campaign. It's not for approval. It's not for resale. It's very unique. Again, tying back to the BUDBLM, brand guidelines and whatnot. But yeah, it's your boy JRamon. Stream catching me on all streaming platforms.